never seen a line this long.
Well, it is the first automat restaurant in Toronto.
5-cent meals from a machine. Wonder if they're any good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There are no waiters, so no tips. You know, if you ask me, I don't know why anyone should get any for carrying around trays. I don't get tips for catching criminals.
Welcome to Con's Automat. Coins for your cash?
Yes, I bet this place is making good coin. You get it.
Thank you, sirs. 25 cents for you and you. Go right in.
Oh. Wish my folks in Shadow could see this. Very efficient, very modern.
Not a waiter in sight. It's beautiful.
This place must be raking it in.
First time here, gentlemen. I'm the owner, Jay Khan.
Ah, pleased to meet you. Constable Henry Higgins Newsom.
Constable Teddy Roberts. This is an ingenious concept and clearly a hit.
Thank you, gentlemen. Served over 3,000 in the past 3 weeks.
That's phenomenal.
Must be nice. You don't even have to do that much. It's a money-making machine.
I know. It's a gold mine.
I wish I'd thought of it.
You could be a part of it.
What do you mean?
How would you two like to own one of these?
Us?
I'm looking to expand all over the city, and I'll need partners.
You want us to be your business partners?
Mr. Khan, we run out of pecans. The seller said something about an overdue invoice.
Ah, Chris, great job with the early morning baking. We actually bake our own fresh bread here.
That's impressive.
But what about that?
So, gentlemen, what do you say?
You know, I did bring some money when I came to Toronto.
I could score points with Ruthie if I strike gold.
Are you sure about this?
I know a thing or two about business. I'm married to Ruth Higgins Newsom, the most business-smart woman in all of Toronto.
Oh, I don't like it. That automat is a heartless place.
What are you talking about?
The place is booming.
Karl Marx said that machinery could undermine the dignity and value of human labor.
I think there's value in finding a cheap, quick meal.
Detective Llewellyn Watts?
Huh? Inspector Troy, you've been to the automat, haven't you?
I've been to one like it in Philadelphia years ago. I must say, I enjoy the convenience.
All right, so you two with me. Perhaps we can continue our conversation about the dignity of labor. Anything of note?
Well, one man reported the dead man saw an angel floating in the air just moments before he fell.
Well, this is our lucky day, gentlemen. The existence of heaven has been proven.
Jeez, Louise, what's an assistant crown attorney doing sitting around with a tabloid? I am taking a 5-minute break. Only failed journalists write for that, you know.
Well, then I suppose you don't want to hear about John Eaton's new paramour. Or these corrupt city councilors receiving mysterious lumps of cash.
No, these are just articles by failed journalists. Let me see.
She was hatless in public.
Could he have had a heart attack?
Maybe, but he's a fit man, likely no more than 25. Hardly the typical victim of a heart attack.
Any trauma to the head or chest area?
No signs of impact. No swelling, bleeding, no redness, no discoloration.
A witness told Constable Roberts that Mr. Cranley said he saw a floating angel. It appears your faith has been rewarded, Detective. You find something?
Today's date. If he was on time, he was headed to an address on May Street. Let's see where that takes us.
Good day, Miss Hart.
Hello, miss?
Can I help you?
Yes, Detective Murdoch, Detective Watts of the Toronto Constabulary.
You have a meticulously kept garden. I covet your tiger lilies.
Thank you. If the sun never set, I'd spend all day in the garden.
Do you happen to know a Mr. Lyle Cranley?
Lyle and I are sweethearts. Is he in trouble?
I regret to inform you that Mr. Cranley is dead.
Dead? My Lyle? How?
That's what we're trying to determine. We need to ask you a few questions, Miss...
Ginny Fisher. Lyle and I were supposed to celebrate my birthday today. He was going to come by.
When?
This afternoon. He said he would prepare lunch himself, that I wouldn't have to lift a finger.
When did you see him last?
2 days ago. His schedule always changes, but he had that day off.
Did he show any signs of illness when you last saw him?
Not at all.
He was generally healthy?
Healthy enough to work as a carpenter most days and as a construction worker other days. Despite the odd jobs he works. Worked hard.
He was eating this smashed piece of bread with mustard, and this appears to be the birthday lunch. These pastries are dirty from the street, but they look like the good stuff.
Box of chocolates. All 8 pieces still inside.
Some cheese and cold cuts and paper. Bread.
This appears to be a gift. Oh. From Dooley Jewelers. Hello, miss? Toronto Constabulary. We are investigating a case, and, well, has this man come into your shop recently?
He has indeed. He purchased a lady's barrette this morning.
Oh, what time was that at?
Around 9:30. I was just opening shop.
And how did he seem? What physical condition was he in, for example?
Oh, he was a robust young fellow. Was in a great mood, too. He said the barrette was for his lady. He wanted to show the girl how serious he was about her. And in my experience, that usually means that he thinks there are other men vying for her attention.
So he bought the barrette to win her over?
Well, that's why you buy women jewelry, isn't it, sir?
Do you know where he was headed to next?
No, I haven't a clue.
Right then. Thank you so much for your time. So, he was here at 9:30 a.m., seemingly healthy, and then fell down dead sometime before 10:30 when we received the call.
There are countless places that he could have visited between here and where he fell.
Good day. Hello. That tabloid paper. It is against the law for a lady to read indecent material in public.
Oh. Thank you for the information.
Miss Iona Berger, Toronto Morality Officer.
Mrs. Effie Crabtree, I purchased this at the newsstand over there. It is not illegal.
It is immoral.
I am perfectly aware of the 1890 bylaw passed prohibiting indecency. However, this is not explicit content.
Eaton's new paramour, bribes at City Hall, love triangle in Rosedale. Can you really say such vulgar claims promote exemplary standards that befit a lady?
Ms. Berger, I assure
If you find enjoyment reading this material, please do so in the privacy of your home. This is a warning. Next time there will be a fine.
Fine. Thank you.
Lyle Cranley had cardiomegaly. An enlarged ventricle can be benign, or it can cause a heart condition, like an irregular heartbeat.
Could this condition have killed him?
Most people live long lives despite the condition, if managed well. He was healthy otherwise. You can tell he wasn't much of a smoker or a drinker. I doubt he required much treatment at all.
Perhaps the thought of winning over his lady made his heart skip a beat too many.
Got a great storefront for you to rent. Prime location.
A lot of foot traffic.
Imagine, gentlemen, Khan's Automat, the go-to lunch spot for all the office workers around here.
Seems fine to me. How do we get started?
Well, you'll need supplies. Luckily for you, gentlemen, I've got a strong relationship with a vending machine maker in Buffalo. I could get you a deal.
Okay, good. You see, this is exactly why we need you, Mr. Khan.
Please, call me Jay. Now, these machines are made to order. The space looks big enough for about 2. You'll order through me to have them shipped over. I'll need a check by tonight.
Hold on. Sounds like a big expense that we might need a few days to think it over.
These machines are dust and rust-proof. They'll last a lifetime.
That sounds fantastic, but I do have one caveat. We name the restaurant after us.
Whatever you wish.
Deal.
Fantastic. Let me show you the inside.
Right.
Higgins. Seems like a bit of a gamble, don't you think?
Come on, man knows what he's doing. Say we let him take charge. You and I, we'll just get to sit back, relax, and rake in the dough. Trust me.
All right.
You'll put your one vending machine here.
I'll have the Turkey Tuesday special. Where is everyone?
At that automat down the street. Damn place has taken my lunch and dinner crowds.
It's a fact. Nothing they make there can compare with your turkey pie.
I don't know about that. I already had to let my cook go last week, Detective Watts.
No.
Now I'm doing it all myself. I'll tell you, if business doesn't pick up, I'll have to close up shop. You know, all that food sitting in those machines for God knows how long, it's bound to go bad or teem with pests or both.
Is that a fact?
There was even an article about it in Jack Canuck.
Jack Canuck is a paper that thrives off of sensational claims.
Well, I've worked in restaurants for 26 years, and I don't trust that place to be hygienic.
Oh.
Excellent. Now that you've signed the contract, gentlemen, I can start to show you the ropes of the business.
Fantastic. Detective Watts, you changed your mind about the automat. This is Mr. Khan. We just signed the contract.
Soon we'll be so rich, we'll be shedding banknotes everywhere we go.
Right. I'm Detective Llewellyn Watts. There have been some questions about the cleanliness of this restaurant.
That's absurd. At Khan's Automat, our meals are made from scratch using the highest quality ingredients. Unsold food is discarded at the end of each night. Our meals are kept in refrigerated compartments of superior quality vending machines. Try our turkey dinner, or our customer favorite, the beef sandwich.
Shame. I already ate. Are you all right? It was bizarre how suddenly he fell dead.
I assume the man died shortly after consuming the beef sandwich. I'll have Miss Hart focus her attention on the contents of his stomach.
I found this in the man's wallet and a paycheck for Greg Hopping with his address.
Please, continue to enjoy your meal. In fact, everyone will receive a free coffee or tea for the inconvenience. Sirs, gentlemen.
I heard rumors that sanitation is not the automat's strong suit. In fact, I was here because I wanted to ask about it.
Let's have a look at the kitchen. Is it possible you didn't wash certain produce?
That's not possible.
You sound quite confident.
Produce is brought here when delivered. Each shift, the cook responsible for preparation washes, peels, and chops the produce right away. Everything's kept fresh and ready in this refrigeration system.
A series of steps in specific sequence. Like an assembly line, it must yield to excellent efficiency.
Meat and dairy are kept here. We use the scale to measure out only what we need. So nothing sits on the counter.
There's no room for error.
Breaking down a single task into a series of smaller ones for greater accuracy.
And reducing people to extensions of a machine. Do you find this to be an alienating place to work?
It suits me fine. I don't like most people, let alone customers.
I focus better when there's no need to rush cooking on order.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll have constables collect samples of the ingredients. What?
Cufflink. Seems out of place.
Gentlemen, does this cufflink belong to either of you?
No, there's a strict policy against wearing accessories in the kitchen.
Perhaps an outsider made their way back here?
I can round up all the kitchen staff and ask. I spoke to all 8 cooks and busboys. They said that the kitchen is never left unattended. An outsider would not go unnoticed.
And the cufflink?
No one recognized it nor knew how it could have gotten into the kitchen.
Perhaps it's a member of the cooking staff that's been dismissed, and they left this behind.
Or could it be that the restaurant food had nothing to do with the cause of the man's death? After all, it was just the one man who died out of everyone who ate there.
Right.
Detective Murdoch? Go ahead, Miss Hart.
I conducted a detailed analysis of Lyle Cranley's stomach contents. I found what appears to be tiny black flecks among partially digested food. I think they're seeds of some sort.
Perhaps poppy seeds? Sesame?
No. Take a look at this photomicrograph. These seeds are flat and oblong in shape, 1 millimeter in length, and very lightweight. I've never seen them before.
How curious.
What's also interesting is Mr. Hopping had the same seeds in his stomach contents, and both men had similar food substances like starch and beef.
There was a half-eaten sandwich in the food debris found with Cranley.
Both men had automat sandwiches.
But the 2 men didn't show the same symptoms.
Well, each body reacts to the same triggers differently.
Miss Hart, what about the food samples we took from the kitchen?
Tests conducted on mice show all ingredients are safe to ingest.
So it wasn't from spoiled food then, but rather these seeds.
Someone is targeting customers. Anyone who eats there is in danger.
You can't do this.
I must take necessary precautions to ensure no more deaths occur at your place of business.
Can't you do something, gentlemen? We're supposed to be business partners.
Hey, sir. I was sick as a dog the other day when I ate here. Know anything about that?
Oh, I had a stomach ache so bad, I thought I was on my deathbed.
They are up in arms. Being assaulted by customers was not part of my path to riches.
So these 2 deaths are both linked to Mr. Khan's automat?
That would appear to be the case.
Anyone with coins could sabotage these meals if done discreetly.
Seeing the size of the crowds there, I find it hard to believe that someone could put seeds into dozens of sandwiches without ever being seen.
Fair point.
Something else I find puzzling. I just spoke with Mrs. Hopping, our second victim's wife, and she stated that her husband had a pre-existing heart condition called arrhythmia, also known as irregular heartbeat. Not unlike our first victim.
Mrs. Crabtree.
Oh, my God.
I'm glad you decided to put away the crude literature.
Surely you have better things to do than talk to me.
I'm on my way to do rounds at the dance halls and keep my eye on errant young women.
Oh, what exactly will you be looking for?
Young women accepting drinks from strangers, for one.
Well, don't let me keep you.
Oh. I already gave you a warning about that paper.
Which is why I had it hidden, Miss Berger. I don't see anyone in the immediate vicinity. Who exactly am I offending?
The law. You're being written up.
I am a Crown attorney.
Then you should know better.
Detective, please. I'd like to reopen my restaurant.
Mr. Khan, we cannot simply...
I've thrown out all the food in the kitchen. Even if there'd been any spoilage, it's all gone now. Now I can get you and your boys a free meal or 3, everything on the house. Just let me reopen.
I'm afraid your business will remain closed until the police investigation is complete.
Police investigation? I thought this was just a food safety inspection.
Mr. Khan, we now have proof that 2 people have died eating sandwiches from your restaurant. And there's enough evidence to suggest malicious intent.
Eddie Scott. Pardon? The owner of that second-rate diner down the street tried to sabotage my restaurant last week.
What do you mean, sabotage?
He came in and made a big show about finding rat droppings in his meatloaf. That is until 2 customers said they saw him sprinkle those droppings onto his own plate.
What happened next?
I threw him out.
I spoke to Mr. Scott yesterday. He blamed the automat for taking his customers.
I told you.
In fact, Mr. Scott was the only one who told me that the automat is unsanitary.
Oh. It appears you found, what is that they call it? A smoking pistol.
Mr. Scott, a word, please.
Please tell me you're here to order something for takeaway. As you can see, every table is full, as it should be.
Are you aware that Mr. Khan's automat up the street has been shut down?
I am. Serves him right. I told you, Detective, that place is unsafe.
Mr. Scott, last week you put rat droppings in a meal at the automat.
Says who?
Do you deny it?
No.
So you knowingly told a police detective that the automat was unsanitary? Mr. Scott, did you or did you not poison the sandwiches at the automat?
Listen, I did pull that trick. It was stupid. But I only put the droppings on my own plate, and I would have stopped anyone who tried to eat it. I had nothing to do with any poison.
I recall you said you laid off your cook?
Yes. Fred Albert's his name. Actually, when I laid him off, he swore and cursed at the automat. Said he'd burn the place down.
Oh, so now you're pointing the blame at an employee you fired.
I am just telling you what he said.
Mr. Albert, I understand you were dismissed from Scott's Diner approximately 3 weeks ago.
It's hotter in the kitchen in here. Oh.
Mr. Albert, your attention, please.
Yeah, I was dismissed. Even though it was my cooking that made the place. I saw you in there almost every day.
Mm-hmm. I have a report that you threatened to burn the automat to the ground.
It's only bottle talk, nothing more. I mean, I've never even been in the damn place. Recently, I had to borrow money from my own daughter. Do you know what that does to a father's heart?
Here.
Oh.
Do you wear matching cufflinks?
Not today.
Mm-hmm. You say you've never been to the automat, at your tie pin matches this cufflink we found in its kitchen.
I told you I wouldn't be caught dead in that place.
But you do recognize the cufflink, correct?
Yeah.
When was the last time you wore the cufflinks?
Not sure. Last Day at the diner? Maybe I lost it. I can't remember.
Perhaps a stay in our cells will help to refresh your memory.
He's in a state. I don't think he did it.
Perhaps he's in a state because he killed two people without intending to.
This is what machines do to a man.
Watts, be serious. Machines allow for sequential workflow, standardization, and increased sales. There's nothing inherently inhumane about that.
If we do entertain the possibility that Mr. Albert lost his cufflink at the diner, anyone could have picked it up.
So Mr. Scott could have recognized it and planted it at the automat in order to frame Mr. Albert.
You think Eddie Scott's a killer?
He's tried to sabotage the automat once before.
Mr. Khan, you have to cancel our contract.
Sorry, gentlemen, but the contract is binding. You made a deal. Live with it.
We didn't know we were buying into a sinking ship.
And it'll float again. And I've already used your money to order the 2 new machines. I can't get that back.
Our money is gone.
I think we may have bet on the wrong horse.
Never seen that before in my life.
It belonged to your cook.
Is that so?
And it was found in Mr. Khan's establishment.
Well, nothing to do with me then. Anything else?
Not at this time.
Good. As you can see, I've got hungry mouths to feed.
And when will the automat reopen?
Once our investigation is complete.
Investigation, so the rumors are true.
What rumors?
People are saying the place was sabotaged.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Ah, Inspector Troy. A word?
Of course. If you'll excuse me, Miss Cherry.
Louise? Effie? You hired her?
I did. We are one of the few cities without a female police officer. I felt the change was in order.
Right. Well, she just fined me $2 for reading a copy of Jack Canuck in a secluded area of a park.
Unfortunately, it is a law that's on the books.
But this all seems a bit backwards, doesn't it? This city hires a woman lawyer as the assistant crown attorney, then you hire a female police officer only to police what women can read in public by naming obscure bylaws.
Fair. But one could easily argue that an assistant crown attorney seen reading coarse material is inappropriate. I'll go talk with her.
Thank you.
Inspector.
Miss Berger, thank you for spotting the tabloid, but Mrs. Crabtree's fine will be waived as I hold the discretion to do so.
And why's that?
You are aware that Mrs. Crabtree is the assistant crown attorney?
Does that matter? Did you not hire me to carry out the duties of a morality officer? Or should I be selective in who I write up?
That's all right, Inspector. I'll pay this at the booking desk. Good day.
Inspector, I know all too well that a household without rules self-destructs. I believe the same goes for society. These laws protect us.
Miss Berger, a keeper of the law must often pick and choose their battles. At this rate, you'll find half of Toronto for minute misdeeds.
If that's the case, the city coffers will be full and you can build more jail cells.
Thank you.
You know, this is your fault.
How so?
You came up with the idea to invest in that place. When Ruth finds out I spent our money...
Maybe it'll open again.
2 people died eating the food there. It's not going to open again.
Well, don't blame me.
Well, I am blaming you.
Constables, is there a problem?
No, sir.
Then what are you two arguing about?
Roberts and I bought into a new automat, sir. Given everything that's happened, we've lost a lot of money.
You paid Khan before the place was even built?
Well, he had to buy equipment.
With your money?
Pretty sure he cashed the check the second he got it.
Roberts, Higgins, I have a feeling that Mr. Khan is not being transparent about your deal.
What do you mean? He said he was raking in money.
Yes, but he cashed your check almost immediately, which tells me he is seeking short-term funds. Henry, request his bank records, see if he has any insurance policies, anything you can find. Detective Watts and I will have a chat with Mr. Khan. And, shake hands. You both made a mistake. If Mr. Khan had debt, perhaps one of his creditors could have done this.
Wouldn't have done much to get their money back.
No, but it would have gone a long way to warning the next person who decides to default on their loan. Mr. Khan.
Detective Murdoch, would you like a sandwich? Oh, that's right. I can't serve you.
We have a few questions for you.
Well, we'll open this place up again. I'd be happy to answer them.
I imagine opening an establishment like this comes at a considerable cost.
Well, these machines are of the highest quality. They don't come cheap.
Are you carrying any debt?
Well, of course, every entrepreneur carries debt.
Any you haven't been able to pay?
You think one of my creditors did this?
Just exploring possibilities.
What's in here?
All the coins that the customers use are collected here. The coin tossers collect them, so we always have a constant supply.
So, the cooks and busboys aren't the only ones in the kitchen?
Would you please excuse us, Mr. Khan? I fear the pool of suspects in this case just keeps growing. Could you look in on Miss Hart to see if she's gotten anywhere with those seeds?
Don't misunderstand. I'm not against other things that morality officers do, like help mistreated wives or track down husbands who've abandoned their families. But I think that women should have access to new ideas.
I think I can help you.
How?
She did say one law for all. Am I right?
Mrs. Crabtree, do you know if the police are intending to charge Mr. Albert?
I do not.
I hope they get off the pot. I could really use my cook. Run ragged.
If you want to change the law, sometimes you have to break it.
Hello. You're that coin tosser, aren't you?
Yes.
What are you doing here?
My father's in your cells. I wish to speak to him. He didn't do anything wrong. And now that I've lost my job since you closed down the automat.
Pardon me. You're Fred Albert's daughter?
I am.
And you work at the automat?
I did.
Please come with me. I have a few questions for you. You recognize this?
Yes, where'd you find that?
In the kitchen of the automat.
Well, I'll take it back.
How did it get there?
I don't know.
Michelle, what are you doing here?
Mr. Albert, please, have a seat. Your daughter and I were just trying to determine how your cufflink ended up in the kitchen of the automat, and we thought perhaps you could help us.
I told you, I haven't been in that damn kitchen in my life.
And yet, this is evidence that you were.
No, he wasn't. I was.
You?
I worked there.
You what? That place cost me my job. I can't believe you do such a thing.
You were broke. You were lying around the house doing nothing. This was the first job offered. I took the cufflinks to pawn them. That one must have fallen out of my pocket. Neither me nor my father had anything to do with poisoning the customers. We're just trying to make our way in the world.
He was doing good business.
Yes, until he killed someone. Still, sales weren't covering his loan payments. He was just paying off interest.
Any suspicious lenders who may have wanted to teach him a lesson?
All banks so far, no sharks. But this latest transaction is interesting. A payment made just yesterday to Steinbach Automatami.
Strange. It's only $100.
Only? How many machines were you buying?
2. He told us 2 machines cost 200.
Those machines should be no more than 50 apiece.
The machines only cost 100? He took the other 100 off us.
Likely to try to finance his debt. I'd say the two of you could get out of your contract. Go. Detective, we may be looking at it in the wrong direction. Perhaps these deaths are not a result of someone trying to drive Mr. Khan out of business.
Both of these victims were men above reproach. Their deaths do seem unintentional.
You could be wrong. Take a look at this.
Right here. Foxglove seeds. Ingesting a small amount can cause symptoms like severe vomiting for most people, but it could be far more dangerous or even lethal for those with arrhythmia.
Anything else?
Foxglove poisoning can cause visual disturbances and hallucinations.
Which would explain why Mr. Cranley reported seeing angels.
And with that, the existence of God remains unproven.
A visit to our first victim's fiancée might be in order.
Miss Jenny Fisher, the gardener, right?
Detectives, have you found anything?
We have. The murder weapon.
Murder weapon? The constable said that he died from food poisoning.
Well, he died of poison, all right, but I think you are very aware of that.
Well, you think that I killed Lyle? That's ridiculous. I loved him.
Until you had a change of heart. And then you poisoned him with the seeds of the foxglove plant. Grown right here in your own garden.
I don't know anything about that. Poison.
Gardener as able as you would be familiar with the various properties of plants.
I don't know anything about flowers or plants. A neighbor of mine does everything. I'm not even allowed to water them.
Is that right? Where might he be?
I'll show you.
Sorry, gentlemen, but a deal is a deal and a contract is a contract.
Not if it's crooked.
You take that back. I am an honest...
You are far from that.
Prove it.
You took $200 from us for machines that only cost $100.
There are shipping charges, expenses.
Loans to pay off.
With our money.
We have the paperwork, Jay. I could charge you with fraud and misrepresentation.
Could.
Dissolve our contracts, and you're coming down to the station with us.
And give us our money back. We're not leaving until we have our checks.
Fine. I'll go get your checks. But I'm telling you, you guys are making a huge mistake.
There'll be 500 of them, available free of charge to any woman who wants them.
Louise, I'm not sure I should go up against the police.
You're not going up against the police. You're doing the right thing.
Mr. Scott.
We are quite busy at the moment.
We're not here to eat, Mr. Scott. I understand you have a new cook.
I do.
We'd like a word with him, please.
Chris, could you come out here for a moment?
What is going on here?
What's this about?
You killed Lyle!
Mr. Yemet, I'd like you to come down to the station house.
No.
Henry! Roberts! Stop that man!
Well done, gentlemen.
Jenny once told me about his arrhythmia. She and Lyle didn't think much of it.
But you knew that foxgloves could be lethal to someone with that condition.
The seeds look a bit like black pepper. I sprinkled just enough on the beef sandwiches to make people very ill. It would
appear to be a mass food poisoning.
You thought you could get away with this?
I noticed he came in for a beef sandwich every day. Then rumors started about the automat being unsanitary. I could cover my tracks.
But you killed another man. You could have killed more.
I didn't think arrhythmia was all that common.
An extremely risky assumption.
Ginny was too good for that idiot Cranley. I couldn't let her marry him. I had loved her for years. She deserves more.
People of Toronto, thank you for standing by me in my business. The police have confirmed that recent events are due to one single criminal incident. Now that they've caught the culprit, I am happy to say that we are back in business and ready to serve.
This is the longest line I've ever seen.
Stop saying that. Why are people happy to be eating here now?
Seems like convenience and novelty are here to stay. You know, I think I've come out of this a wiser businessman.
Roberts, we were supposed to be making a tidy profit from all this.
Would you prefer to have been swindled?
Think of it as just a startup cost. I'm gonna see about getting back in. Mr. Khan! Jay!
What do you want?
I may have been a little bit hasty earlier.
Hasty? You threatened me with jail.
No, that was just, I want back in.
Sorry, that ship has sailed. I've got a new business partner, and he's willing to pay more than you will for the privilege of becoming very, very rich.
Mr. Khan, don't be unreasonable here.
No risk, no reward, Constable. And the next time you'd like a meal, go to the diner.
Your food is terrible.
This is the modern age. It doesn't matter.
Mrs. Crabtree. I'm writing you another fine.
Well, that's your prerogative. But I hope you have a lot of tickets in that book.
One battle doesn't win the war, Mrs. Crabtree.